Picture this. Two families buy brand new SUVs on the very same weekend. Both drive home convinced they made the smarter choice. 5 years later, their stories couldn't be more different. One owner has spent over $8,000 fixing breakdowns they never saw coming. The other, nothing more than routine oil changes, brake pads, and tires. Both SUVs promised years of dependable ownership. Only one actually delivered. So what made the difference? It wasn't luck. It wasn't the way they drove. And it certainly wasn't the price they paid. It was a decision they made before they ever signed the paperwork. A decision most buyers don't realize matters until it's far too late. Today, we're counting down the 5 SUVs that refuse to quit in 2026. Vehicles trusted by mechanics, backed by years of real-world reliability, and engineered to save owners thousands over the long run. But don't assume the most expensive SUV takes the top spot. It doesn't. Our number one pick is America's best-selling SUV, and its biggest advantage isn't more horsepower or a flashy redesign. It's the reason so many owners keep driving them year after year. And stay until the bonus section because 2 popular SUVs continue to raise long-term ownership concerns, and knowing which ones they are could save you from a very expensive mistake. Number 5. The Lexus RX 350h, the luxury SUV that's quietly redefining long-term ownership. Here's something that catches a lot of buyers off guard. Luxury SUVs don't usually lose their owners at the dealership. They lose them years later when the repair bills start showing up. The RX 350h has spent years building a completely different reputation. Confidence like that doesn't happen by accident. Kelley Blue Book owners rate it 4.2 out of 5 for reliability, and Consumer Reports has called it likely to hold up well over time. Under the hood is Toyota's proven hybrid system, producing 246 horsepower while returning up to 34 miles per gallon combined. Numbers that would have sounded impossible for a luxury SUV just a few years ago. Spec sheets don't capture what actually matters here: the quiet relief of another year without a surprise repair bill. Starting at around $52,000, it isn't cheap, but compared with many German luxury rivals, the long-term ownership costs often tell a very different story. That's why many buyers aren't just paying for leather seats, premium materials, or the available Mark Levinson sound system. They're paying for something much harder to find in the luxury world: confidence that the SUV will still feel dependable long after the warranty expires. But if you think that's impressive, the next SUV proves you don't need to spend luxury money to get exceptional long-term reliability. Number 4. The Mazda CX-5, the SUV that refused to follow the industry's biggest gamble. Over the past decade, countless compact SUVs switched to CVTs in the name of better fuel economy. For some owners, that decision paid off. For others, it led to some of the most expensive repair bills they'd ever face. Mazda chose a different path. It's a decision that's paid off every year since. Instead of following the trend, the 2026 CX-5 continues with a proven 6-speed automatic transmission, a design many drivers trust for its predictable performance and long-term durability. RepairPal estimates average annual repair costs at around $447, among the lowest in the compact SUV segment, while Kelley Blue Book owners rate it 4.5 out of 5 for reliability. So what does $447 a year actually buy you? Predictability, knowing this year's repair bill won't wreck your budget. The redesigned 2026 model is 4.5 inches longer, comes with standard all-wheel drive, and starts at roughly $31,500. Its 187 horsepower engine may not dominate drag races, but it has something many buyers value even more: a long history of dependable service. And then there's the way it drives. The steering feels more connected than many rivals, the cabin feels surprisingly upscale, and Mazda managed to add more space without sacrificing the character that made the CX-5 popular in the first place. But dependable engineering is only part of the story. The next SUV has spent years proving that even a busy family vehicle can keep going long after many competitors have called it quits. Number 3. The Toyota Highlander Hybrid, the family SUV that keeps proving high mileage doesn't have to mean high repair bills. Here's a pattern many families know all too well. The bigger the SUV, the bigger the repair bills seem to become once the warranty runs out. The Highlander Hybrid has spent years proving that doesn't have to be true. Ask any Highlander owner why they bought a second one, and you'll hear the same answer: it just didn't let them down the first time. Consumer Reports predicts the 2026 Highlander will be more reliable than the average new vehicle, while the hybrid powertrain delivers up to 35 miles per gallon combined and a driving range approaching 600 miles on a full tank. Inside, there's room for 7 or 8 passengers, making it equally comfortable for school runs, weekend road trips, or long family vacations. But the biggest advantage isn't found on the spec sheet, it's the confidence of knowing you're far less likely to lose an entire weekend, or thousands of dollars, to an unexpected repair. That's why so many owners keep these SUVs for well over a decade. When reliability becomes part of your daily routine, you stop thinking about your vehicle and start enjoying where it can take you. But even the Highlander isn't the toughest SUV on this list. The next one has built such a legendary reputation for durability that many owners expect it to outlast almost everything else parked in their driveway. Number 2. The Toyota 4Runner, the SUV that never apologized for refusing to follow the crowd. While almost every modern SUV chased smoother rides, lighter platforms, and more complicated technology, the 4Runner stayed true to a simple philosophy: build it to last first and everything else comes second. That decision is exactly why it has become one of the most respected long-term SUVs ever built. No ad campaign built that reputation. 300,000 miles did. Consumer Reports expects the redesigned 2026 model to be more reliable than the average new vehicle, and RepairPal rates it between 4.0 and 4.5 out of 5, one of the strongest scores in the midsize SUV class. Real-world studies from IC Cars also show a meaningful percentage of 4Runners surpassing 300,000 miles, with average lifespans well beyond what most owners ever expect from an SUV. I've talked to shop owners who say the same thing. When a 4Runner does come in, it's for tires or brakes, not engine work. Annual repair costs average around $514, remarkably low for a rugged body-on-frame SUV built to tackle snow, trails, rough roads, and daily commuting without complaint. That's why mechanics often describe the 4Runner with the same phrase. They simply don't see them very often, not because owners don't drive them, but because they usually aren't coming in for major repairs. If your goal is to buy one SUV and keep it for the next 15 years, few vehicles inspire as much confidence as the 4Runner. But even the legendary 4Runner couldn't claim the top spot. Because the SUV at number 1 isn't just incredibly reliable, it became America's best-selling SUV by convincing millions of buyers that dependable transportation doesn't have to be boring. Number 1. The Toyota RAV4, the SUV that turned reliability into America's favorite choice. For years, people bought the RAV4 because it was practical. In 2026, Toyota raised the stakes. Instead of treating the hybrid as an option, Toyota made it the heart of the lineup. This wasn't Toyota rolling the dice. It was Toyota cashing in a bet it had already won. Decades of real-world hybrid reliability, now standard on its bestseller. The result is an SUV that delivers up to 41 miles per gallon, combined on select trims, 226 combined horsepower in front-wheel drive, or 236 horsepower with all-wheel drive, while maintaining the dependable reputation that made the RAV4 a household name. RepairPal ranks it among the top compact SUVs for reliability at 4.0 out of 5, third out of 26 models in its class, with average annual repair costs of around $429. Consumer Reports expects the latest generation to remain more reliable than the average new vehicle. I've seen buyers walk into dealerships nervous about the switch to hybrid only and walk out once someone actually shows them these numbers. But here's what those numbers really mean: fewer unexpected repair bills, fewer mornings wondering if your SUV will start, and more confidence that the vehicle sitting in your driveway will still be there years from now, ready for the next commute, the next road trip, or the next family adventure. That's why the RAV4 didn't become America's best-selling SUV by accident. It earned that position by giving millions of owners something that's becoming harder and harder to find in today's market: confidence. Now, before you decide what belongs in your driveway, there's one more thing you need to know. Two popular SUVs continue to generate concerns that many buyers don't discover until after they've signed the paperwork, and avoiding them could save you thousands. Before you sign the paperwork, here are two SUVs that deserve a closer look. Not necessarily because every example is bad, but because buyers should understand the trade-offs. First, the Jeep Cherokee. The redesigned Cherokee introduces new technology and a new hybrid powertrain. That may eventually prove to be a success, but with any first-year redesign, there's naturally less long-term reliability data than there is for established models with years of real-world ownership. For some buyers, that uncertainty isn't a deal-breaker. But if long-term dependability is your top priority, it might be worth waiting for a longer track record before committing. The The second SUV is the Nissan Rogue. The Rogue offers a comfortable ride, competitive pricing, and impressive fuel economy. However, some shoppers remain cautious because earlier generations experienced transmission-related concerns, and reliability ratings have been less consistent than several competitors in the segment. That doesn't automatically make today's Rogue a poor choice. It just means the specific model year, service history, and reliability record deserve a closer look before you sign anything. And that's really the lesson behind this entire list. The SUVs that ranked at the top weren't there because they're the fastest or the most luxurious. They earned their place because years of real-world ownership have shown they can deliver dependable service, lower running costs, and greater peace of mind. So which SUV would you trust for the next 10 years? Let me know in the comments. And if this guide helped you make a smarter buying decision, don't forget to subscribe for more honest automotive breakdowns.